is the man from down under with a little thunder, WWE and Pro Wrestling Hall of Famer, Bushwhacker Luke. I hear something else comes from down under too. The Wrestling with Figs podcast with my mates Chris and James. You gotta tune into this great podcast because Chris and James will give you all the inside info. Whoa! Yay!
G'day and welcome to another episode of the Wrestling with Figs podcast. Out of the dynamic duo, I am definitely the better host, James Thomas.
And I am Chris Maddock, your host in the West. And James, I've got some breaking news for you.
Boom, boom. Here we go. Go for it.
I know, like, people are still tuning in. They haven't joined us yet, but if you're listening on the pod, I have the biggest global news that is happening in the world. You've seen what's happening in Russia, haven't you, mate?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
The Russians. This is like literally just happened. The Russians have sent their best peacekeeper. America has sent their best peacekeeper, and I have an exclusive photo of the Russian and Americans and how the peacekeeping talks are going. Do you want to see it?
Let's go.
There they are together. We have Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Nikolai Volkov happy together. It's world peace. It's a great day for the world. Take that, Putin.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Nikolai.
How'd you like that joke? Was it good?
It was good, mate. But on a serious note, thinking of everyone that's caught up in that shit fight. Terrible to see, though. Very, very, very sad. Hope everyone's okay. And if you have a loved one over there, thoughts and prayers are with you guys.
Horrible stuff happening in the Ukraine. Horrible stuff happening near you too with the floods. You guys are okay where you are?
Yes, we're okay. It is raining cats and dogs here. Shout out to anyone who's living up north in the Queensland or the Byron Bay area. You guys are absolutely copping it. It's starting to come down where I am in beautiful, sunny Port Macquarie, but it's we've just had so much rain. It just feels like it never ever stops. And summer's over. Today's the first day of autumn.
And you know, in the West here, mate, we've had the hottest summer of all time. It's been absolutely insane. Average temperature for the 3 months of summer was 33.5 degrees.
Wow.
It's been mental. Trying to teach PE in 33.5 degrees, like that's an average. Half of the days are 41, 42. I had to do 2 weeks of table tennis in the air-conditioned undercover area because it was too hot.
Well, mate, I hope you're wearing those nice AFL footy shorts.
I am, mate. Can you see them? No, luckily, the camera cuts off at my neck.
There we go, mate. It's been a big week. Did you watch any of the NBA All-Star weekend?
I haven't actually watched too much of it. I saw a few of the snippets. I saw Patty Mills have his shots. What did you think of that?
Oh, he was awesome. He was just pipped at the post by Trae Young by 1 point, unfortunately, but he did really well. The slam dunk competition, you know, I've made a promise to myself I won't be negative. I've been a bit of a negative Nancy. It must be the weather. But the slam dunk competition was by far the worst I've ever seen in my life. And their dunks were quite adventurous, you could say.
Yeah.
But the fact that they let him try and try and try and try. There's one guy that did about 7 or 8. You're thinking, come on, just give it up. The bloke that won it basically had to do a layup in the end just to win. So it wasn't close. It wasn't competitive. It wasn't exciting. It was shit.
The Sprite layup competition. Hey, one thing I have enjoyed this week in the sporting world was the Liverpool-Chelsea Cup final. Did you see this at all?
No.
So I'm a big Liverpool fan, if you didn't know that. Followed them my whole life. Had a lot of lean years through the 90s and 2000s, but they've still always been okay. And they make the cup final against Chelsea. It's the minor cup. It's not the FA Cup. It's the League Cup. It goes to a penalty shootout. Chelsea, just before the end of the game, sub on a different goalkeeper who's apparently meant to be an expert at penalty stops, seeing what's going to happen. So
that's legal, isn't it?
Yeah, you can sub a goalkeeper like at any player, but they did it with about a minute to go. So anyway, this guy, his name's Kepa. He comes on and the penalty shootout every single player scores their penalty. So it goes to sudden death. So after 5, it goes to 6. Everyone scores again. So the whole team have scored their penalties from both teams. So 20 consecutive penalties scored. So who comes up next? The goalkeepers. Liverpool's goalkeepers, this young guy, Keller, stands up, kicks the beautiful penalty into the corner. So then the sub, Kepa, comes up to take his kick, and he kicks it. And I've got a nice footage of where his ball is right now. It's just off somewhere in space. He absolutely shanked it. So they make the sub to try and win the game, and it ends up costing them the game. Amazing to watch that, and really good. I love seeing a penalty shootout.
Yeah, that's great. I honestly never knew you could bring someone in or a goalkeeper in at any stage of the game. That seems weird to me. It seems weird. Anyway, mate, we've got a big show ahead of us. Let's get cracking. Let's go into community news.
News.
Massive shout out to our major sponsors, Go Figure Collectibles. Without Go Figure, Jeff and the team, we wouldn't exist. So we greatly appreciate the support from Go Figure. Let's show them some love and support, guys. Use code FDU5 to receive your 5% discount off store-wide. Head to their website, gofigurecollectibles.com, and they've got a whole heap of stuff that we will share in a sec.
And I reckon Go Figure. I reckon keep your eyes on their website. I reckon they're going to get some new elites soon because it's getting very close. I just got a feeling.
I've got some pre-orders there that I'm not sure what's happening, but let's hope they come. Let's hope they're a part of that gut feeling of yours.
I also have some pre-orders, and I to be honest, I've got so many pre-orders now. I don't even know what I've got ordered. So
excellent. Figs Down Under community, as you all know, most of you who are listening are a part of this beautiful community, and if you're not, come over and join us. It's open worldwide. We've just hit 800 members. I think it's a great community. It's a very supportive. We're all passionate about collecting, and it's a diverse range of collecting, wouldn't you say? I'm finding more and more people are sharing their collections outside of wrestling, which is fantastic.
It's really cool to see different things, and also for people to connect. Have this photo to share of two members, Sis and Gianni, at the Melbourne Toy Fair in Melbourne. Fantastic to see members connecting in the flesh. Gianni looks like he's got enough on that table to probably retire. So I really love seeing the connection of members who are sharing the same passion. That's the whole point of the group and the pod, is about bringing collectors together to make it easier for us all.
Yeah, good on you, boys. Good on you, boys. A little bit of local news, even though they're based in China, but our good friend Sean NG, he has got a store up and running, which is, the Triple W's shopkwk.com. He's got a whole array of wrestling stuff up there, from figures, prototypes, his figure bodyguards, what else? Signed wrestling worn gear, all different types of stuff. Head over to his website, show him some love and support. That's www.shopkwk.com, and that's our good friend Sean NG.
And use the code JT2022 and you get 10% off.
No, there's no code. There's no code. We're working on that. Let's get into some figure news, mate. Well, this episode, we called it Announcements and Reveals because there's a few announcements and reveals this week. So let's get into it.
Some great stuff. And you know what? It's like every day something else is out.
What do you think? What do you think of that?
I think I'm going to be broke. It's just, it's pretty cool. Like, I guess collectors, you posted, or somebody posted the other day about you don't have to have everything.
Yes.
And
that was Daniel Lane.
Yeah, once you realise that you don't have to have everything, you can actually be a lot happier as a collector. Unfortunately, Daniel, I have to have everything, and I don't like that. But I'm finding now there is so much out there. I can't have everything. I just can't. So,
You know me, Chris. You know me, mate. I'm very, very strict with my rules, and I find my rules keep it enjoyable because I can see. I think I've towed the line of needing everything, and it does become overwhelming and becomes more of an addiction and a chore. I think that's what he called it, which is so true. But I have strict rules, and I enjoy it so much more because it's easy to say no, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, figure news, heels and faces. A couple of announcements. So he's announced the Road Warriors, Sam Bloody Sational. I look forward to seeing these. And I will say, Chris, I'm a big fan of this toy line, even though I haven't seen one in the flesh yet. I'll probably be passing on these because it is the Road Warriors rather than LOD outside of my rules. Yeah. But I'm sure these will be just as good as all the other ones that they've manufactured and revealed.
Well, look, I haven't decided yet. I really want to get them. Like, they were meant to ship in January. We've had all of February. It's now March. Really starting to scratch my head as to where these figures are.
Oh, look, what, are you concerned that they're not going to come, or?
No, 100% they're going to go. They're going to be delivered. But we've got the wave one. We've got the double J.
Yep.
We're already announcing a whole bunch more. We've got to start seeing them.
Yep. Well, on that note, he's revealed a Minton card King Kong Bundy.
Yeah, very cool. Great artwork. John Lucas Reyes, if that's you again, that's fantastic artwork.
It absolutely is John Lucas Reyes. So kudos to the man, Johnny, Aussie John, as we love to call him. But that looks really good.
Speaking of John, mates, no, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about it in the end of show Q&A.
Okay.
About what we're going to ask Aussie John to do. He doesn't know yet. So Aussie John, if you're watching,
neither do I.
We have a proposal for you.
Oh, okay. Perfect. I've got you. Now, this was an interesting one. It's a Kickstarter project, and this was the Power Town. I think I've got that right. With the Series 1 digital releases. So we've got Lou Thies, Vern, how do you pronounce that? Gunn, Magnum TA, Kerry Von Erich, a.k.a. Texas Tornado, Stan Hansen, and Ted DiBiase. Now, I don't know. I don't. Obviously, not for me. Not my rules. I'm sure there's an audience out there that are frothing at the bit to get their hands on this. But it's like, wow, here's another opportunity or another toy line.
Well, look, they're not for me, but they look really well detailed.
Yeah, are they Mattel? Are they Mattel-like, you reckon, or?
They look like Mattel, but they look like the legs are one piece.
The legs, I'm going to say this about the legs, right? My biggest gripe with the Mattel figures, everyone raves on about them being the best ever. I don't believe they are because of the legs. The legs are never right. They're too long. They're too thin. These legs here, look at for those that are listening, we're actually looking at a picture, so we're referring to the digital image that was shared on social media. But if you look at Texas Tornado legs, they look spot on.
Yeah, and I think the bend is in the knee joint.
Yeah,
so if you look at the knees carefully, you can see that there's an ability for the lower half of the leg to bend on the top half of the leg, and there's a bend in the foot joint. So I'd say they'd be elite-like, but they look pretty cool. They're really well detailed, but again, these are just artist impressions. Yeah,
and it's a Kickstarter project, guys. I don't know when it's kicking off. Pardon the pun, but Kickstarter. So I'm assuming that won't go anywhere unless we all get our votes in or get behind it. Next up, we've got Chilla Toys, the Warlord announcement to go alongside the Barbarian earlier announcement. So that looks really, really cool.
Like these, really cool. I like both the Barbarian and the Warlord. It's got the red and black armband. It's got the two-tone hair color, the orange and the black. Very, very cool.
So answer this for me, Chris.
Yeah.
Mattel just recently released a Warlord Elite, but no Barbarian. Barbarian hasn't been released since the Classic Superstars line. Why is that? Is that because he's fighting the concussion battle or what?
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe they just don't think he'll sell as well.
Why release half of the tag team?
I have absolutely no idea. Maybe they were planning to, and for some reason they couldn't do it.
If anyone knows, the beard of knowledge, Steve